Team, happy Monday. It's been a beautiful day. Sun's shining, birds chirping. Everyone's kicking off. Things are happening. Welcome to the High Performance Man podcast with your host, Adriano. We have officially hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. I can't thank you guys enough for that, as it's been a massive grind even to get to 100 subscribers. Maybe that says a bit more about my content than it does anything else. However, we stay grinding. We stay producing until we get better and better and better and better, until we are one of the premier YouTube pages on YouTube channels. Anyway, today's podcast is going to be about building a injury-free and, I suppose, a double D set of pecs. Exercise selection. How can we build a set of tatas that do not say tata, that come through your fucking door before you do? How can we do that? How can we develop a set of tits that are so large and so impressive that females' jaws drop in an instant? There's no patience for the jaw drop. It just, pecs and pecs, jaws dropped. Get some cushion underneath there. As you go, throwing cushions to the various ladies in your vicinity. Here, that's for when I walk past. Here, frisbee, that's for when I walk past. Here, that's for when I walk past. When your jaw hits the ground, I don't want you to get any grazing on the chin. That's how fucking nice my chest is, okay? So how can we build a set of robust bosoms? Some pecs. How can we get more sex, more pecs? Lads, fucking tune the fuck in. Buckle up. About to go down. My camera is absolutely shitting itself, so I might have to get a new one today. No clue why the fuck that is. But hey, we're here producing, making shit happen. So, your major prime movers. We're just going to list a bunch of hectic chest exercises that I believe are great for putting on mass. Now, I've got a sizable chest. Reason why it is not as large as normal is because I haven't been able to bench press for an alarming amount of time, 3 months, without shoulder pain. So, maybe more, 4 months. Start of the year, mate. So, what the fuck can we do to build some peckies? Gonna give you your obvious ones, guys. Team, there's your bench press. Okay, barbell. I'm a big fan of barbell simply because 270 kilo dumbbells in my hands is really heavy. Okay, you gotta deadlift that shit up. You gotta G yourself up to do it. Fucking hard. But loading up like 3 20 kilo plates on either side of a bar, not as hard. So that's sort of where I stick with it. Okay, that's kind of where my limits lie. So, bench press, excellent fucking exercise for building tits. What else, might you ask, is another great exercise for building tits? Thanks for asking. I'm going to give you the answer. Answer number 2 is going to be chest flies. Yes, big fan of pec flies. Now, this is a really hard one to get right. So, I like to use cables for pec flies. Dumbbells, I find the resistance curve for them is kind of shit. I find you get a lot of drop off at the top and you get way too much tension at the bottom to the point where you almost have to bend your arms to like facilitate it fucking happening. You know what I mean? So, we've got bench press, barbell bench. Now, my friend Lorenzo, who doesn't listen to this podcast, he's going to have a fucking conniption that I recommended a barbell bench. It's not biomechanical. So are a bunch of other coaches who are fucking, not saying Lorenzo has a pole up his ass, but Renzo's Fitness, by the way, follow him on Instagram. Great coach. But what I am saying is a lot of people just get really funny about particular exercises. Lift barbells, and they're good for your body. End of story. They're great. Okay, people like, what's optimal? Fuck off optimal. Just prove yourself first. I've been lifting weights for 15 fucking years. I still use a bar. Shut up. Stupid. What's optimal? You don't need optimal. You just need to get to fucking work. Okay, you do not need optimal. You need to fucking show me that you give a fuck enough right now. And then you can get optimal once you've been doing this for 3 to 5 years. Anyhow, we've got barbell bench. We've got pec flies. I do like machines, but I don't like like really crude, poorly designed machines. I love an incline press. They're a fave on the machine that they converge at the top. Excellent. So, those are your main prime movers. Barbell, bench, any sort of bench press movement. Push-ups are okay, but they're very hard to load up. For that reason, I took them off the list that I don't have that I'm improvising. Okay? On top of that, there's a few others. You have all your basic pec fly cables. They're great. You have, what else do you have? You have like the standing chest press. They're great. Chest press machines. All those guys are great. The hallmark of an optimal chest moving machine. So something that's going to activate the pec in a really good way for a substantial amount of time in terms of like stimulus. That didn't make any sense. Anything that's going to stimulate the pec in its full range of motion is a good chest exercise. So you can do that with barbells. However, what all your new age coaches that think they fucking know everything before they even fucking lifted the weight have to say is that if it doesn't converge at the top, it's not optimal. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe this degree of motion is everything. I don't think so, but hey, I've managed to build a pretty decent set of tatars in that time. My video is going shonky. Cool. This will be interesting. Yeah, cool. So, we want dumbbell bench. So DB bench is going to be our my favorite. Is going to be my favorite for chest. Then it's probably going to be like barbell bench. Then it's probably going to be like chest press, incline. Then I really like, now if you can do this, I really like a banded dumbbell bench. If you can get a banded dumbbell bench, whoa, say goodbye to your chest. Say hello and say goodbye to your chest. Okay, say hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Good morning, good evening to your chest. Because that bad boy is going to be huge. What you do is you get a band, wrap it around the bench, and then you get dumbbells in hand, you get somebody to help you, obviously, and pump that bitch away. And you, look at that lunar tits, you will be off to the races with chest growth. So that's primo. Love that. We want to do that more. And I like decline press last, or like cable crossovers last. Cable crossovers last. I just think cable crossovers are fucking weak. Like, I've done them. I really like a, what is it, like it's almost like a chest fly, but you start out wide with the cables down lower, and you come up high like this with the rib cage sort of like down. See how much like upper tit I'm getting? If you can see this, if the computer doesn't want to. Hopefully my computer, yes, there we go. See how much upper tit I'm getting? Shitloads of tit. Versus like here, not as much tit. Lots of tit, not as much tit. Capiche? So that's why I really like those. When you're just kind of grabbing the cable, you're grabbing like the knob on the end of the cable, and you're just doing these ones with the pec flies. Fucking primo for crossovers, but you're like stupid ones when you're doing these ones. They're okay. They'll do the job. They're good for like variety, novelty, but do I rate them? No. Okay. So that's pretty much all my basic picks. But building a chest is pretty simple. So how else can we build a set of tits, you ask? Well, if you want to build a hectic set of tits, you pretty much got to go, my belief is you got to be pushing the 4 to 15 rep range. Now, you can science me all you want. They say optimal is that 6 plus rep range. I'm going to have a drink of Diet Right cordial. Fruit cocktail, you beauty. Now, I reckon the 4 to 15 rep range is great because I think that the strength-based stuff really propels you into being able to lift more at the higher rep ranges. So if you're strong and you can pick up a 65 kilo dumbbell or whatever the fuck it is and do 4 reps versus a 50 kilo and get out 12, me personally, I like the challenge. I think it keeps training interesting if you're strong as fuck. Plus, it's like a nice flex to be able to say, yes, I absolutely dominated in the bench press. So there's a couple of perks. Bragging rights, actual strength, and I believe it pushes you into a better session the following session for chest strength, because then you could do the 62.5s by 5, by 6, by 7, and build up like that, versus floating around in the 50s for a hot minute just to feel safe. Push yourself, get a bit uncomfortable, and plus it's that fear of God. If you're training and you don't have the fear of God underneath you and you're pressing, you're not training hard enough. Sorry, not sorry. So 4 to 50, we want to do dumbbell bench press, barbell bench press, chest press, incline chest press, cable crossovers, dumbbell flies, all that good shit, and we want to do it in the 4 to 15 rep range. How much rest do we want, Adriano? Oh, fuck, mate, I'll tell you. I will fucking tell you. How much rest do you need? The amount of rest you need is 2 to 5 minutes per set. Now, let's say we do fucking sets. Let's say we're doing like 20 sets. No, we'll say we're doing like 14 sets, right? Ideally, these are going to be 14 working sets. Okay? So, if we got bench, BB bench, so we've got 4 chest exercises, 4 chest, and we've got 16 total sets. Ideally, if we're starting on like dumbbell bench, DB bench, we want like maybe first 2 sets to be warm up, and the next 3 you're going to be working. Okay? So it's not at max, but it's not at minimum either. So if your max is 65 kilo bench for dumbbells, you'll want to start at 35, hit 45, and then you'll want to be in that 55 to 60 realm. Okay? That's where you want to be. So if we're hitting about 14 sets, which should take about a minute per set, that's 15 minutes of work. And then we want about anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes of rest, which would mean you'll be in the gym for about an hour to an hour and 15. I prefer getting in there and getting it done faster, so an hour's prime time for me.